30 years ago, I was in the United States Army Reserve with the 421st Quartermaster Airdrop Supply as a private first class. So my MOS is a 72 Echo, and that's a tactical telecommunications center operator. We used this machine. It was very much like a typewriter, and I guess it kind of did coding. And it's how we communicated at that time, which is quite different from your OIF and OEF. We didn't have phones, although there was a phone center. I remember a phone center being there, but it's how we communicated with each other in the field. That's how I remembered it, because I was also fresh out of AIT and basic training before the war started. I honestly cannot believe it's been 30 years. So I was shocked to hear, like, what, it's the 30-year anniversary? It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I was a freshman in college. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I was attending Clark Atlanta University, and I remember my mother calling me and saying, "Baby, your unit said you have to be at the reserve unit," you know, and like, I want to say they gave us a couple of days. So it was life-changing, actually. I gave away a lot of my things. We couldn't get everything back to Atlanta. My mother came to pick me up, and and I had to report to my reserve unit. And when I think about it, a few of my classmates from high school deployed with me, to include my uncle. My mother's baby brother was in the same reserve unit, and we never thought we would go. I remember going to Fort Benning. They sent us to Fort Benning, Georgia to prepare to leave, and we just never thought, like, no, they're not gonna send us. Like, we're too young, we're too inexperienced, but we indeed left, and we were there for about 6 to 9 months before the war actually ended. During that time period, the first in, the first out. So a lot of the active duty units, 3rd ID, where my sister was also there, during the same time period. They were there first, they left first. So we were there for some time period just waiting to leave, actually. And I learned a lot. What we do as soldiers is significant, it's important, and regardless of what you think you're gonna do when you join the military, we do join to go to war, to train and defend our nation and other nations. That's what I learned. I think that was the biggest thing I think I learned, because I didn't plan to go to war. I didn't want to go to war. I joined the reserve like a lot of my classmates. We needed money for school. We wanted to go to college, and that was our way to go to college. So yeah, it was a surprise, but what I learned is, no, when the Army wants you to go, you will go. And we did. I think all deployments prepare you for future or subsequent deployments. However, times have changed so much. The deployments were so different. Desert Storm, Desert Shield made me appreciate all the things, the training, the equipment that we have during like OIF and OEFs. It was just so different. It's more accommodating now. We ate MREs all the time, or C rations during Desert Storm, Desert Shield, and we stayed in tents versus how we deploy now. So it just really made me appreciate how we deploy and all the different things and services and support you get now during OIF and OEF. I definitely think it shaped my career. Although initially, to be frank, because I didn't want to go and I didn't sign up to go to war. I mean, I was 19 years old, maybe 20. I wanted to go to college. I mean, I just wasn't thinking about, I'm going to serve my country and go to war. But when I look back on it, obviously I'm here now, so it did kind of shape. What I realized is there were a lot of opportunities, and I actually started to miss the camaraderie that we had during that time period. When I start to look back on it later, you know, after my college years. So I guess you could say that it shaped my career now in a way where there was a desire for that camaraderie that we had during Desert Storm, Desert Shield, and I actually missed it. Because going back to college, I really felt like my peers at the university didn't necessarily relate to me. And even friends back at home that didn't do it, you almost felt isolated or very different from your peers, or at least I did. So there was a desire to go back into the military full time and make it a career. So I guess what I'm saying is I really enjoyed the camaraderie and I missed it. Well, if this ever got to any of my friends back at 421st Quartermaster Airdrop Supply, I would just like to say happy 30th anniversary to them and to other Go For vets. And just happy 30th anniversary, and thank you for doing this. Thank you for sharing our story.